Unique New York. Unique New York. Unique New York. Guys, I just ate 4 junior bacon cheeseburgers. No cap. Devoured them. 4 JBCs. Standard.
You got no riz.
It's expensive, bud.
Unique New York. It was $41. The Nerd Chat, an Xbox podcast.
Is a podcast celebrating all things gaming, food, and the good old days.
The Nerd Chat, an Xbox podcast.
Is a podcast celebrating all things gaming, food, and the good old days.
Hosted by a group of best friends. If you'd like to find out more, visit nerdchatmedia.com.
This is Cortana. And remember, don't make a girl a promise if you know you can't keep it. As always, Spartans, see you online.
And you guys see that comment by Game Positive? In the grim darkness of the far future, there are only nerds chatting. Oh, hello. Daddy D. Wally here, and welcome to the Nerd Chat, an Xbox podcast celebrating all things.
Is it me?
Ray, can you see that too?
Yep.
I think we lost Dan. Celebrating
Lost our
all
host.
things gaming, food, and the good old days.
What is
And
going
Mac-
on here?
Your
Am I
Walmart
back?
Internet, bro.
Sounds like someone got that Walmart connection.
Dude, what is... Okay, we're going to speedtest.net right now.
Should switch to PS5, bro.
We are recording live September 12th, 2024. We are going to be talking about the PS5 Pro is $700? Game Pass Standard is here. Oh, more layoffs. The Acer, what is the Acer Nitro Blaze? Elden Ring nerfed. You're not a true gamer. You didn't beat the last boss pre-patch. And Minecraft movie trailer reactions and all. There's so many news stories.
We're not gonna get to them all.
Joining me as always is we're having all kinds of technical problems already. I don't know what the hell's going on.
That was
Chipotle
weird
Bear's
with the video. That's never happened before.
super producer Chipotle Bear. How are you?
I'm great, man. It's been it's honest. I've been so tired coming home from work. Like super honestly, like I sleep great. I sleep well. I get plenty of sleep, but like, man, I've been so tired coming home from work. Like I literally got home a little bit early yesterday because I was at a training and I fell asleep on the couch. I felt like a 70-year-old man.
I was wondering.
I know.
Where have you been?
I haven't done a game a whole lot this week. We'll talk about that later. But I'm doing great, man. Happy to be here. Spooky season all around. This weekend, guess what I'm doing? Putting up my Halloween decorations and going to buy pumpkin beer.
It's
Entire
too
weekend
early
plan.
for that.
Dude, I think I might be going to buy a new car. I'm done. I'm ready.
He
guys.
says that every time.
Yeah.
You say that every
I'm
week,
ready
and you
this
send
time.
us videos. What are you gonna buy? Where's Chris?
The-
Where's
the
Chris?
Elan-
on H1 to
Honda
send
Elantra
it?
N.
hatchback.
I want the Elantra N. It's the most fun car, hands down. I don't care about all-wheel drive. I'll put on some winter tires. I'll be fine. By the way, quick update on internet speeds. I do not have a Walmart connection. I just tested it as you were speaking, as we were recording live. I've got 716 download, and this is wireless, mind you, and 23.3 upload. Not that great, but still, I don't know what's going on, Xfinity. So it's not me.
Wife must be upstairs watching some Bravo.
They're watching something on Disney or Netflix. And joining us, you heard his voice there. How much? Question mark. X Bacon Gaming. How are you?
Sorry if I'm low energy today, gentlemen. I've worked 23 and a half hours in 2 days. And I put in a 14-hour shift yesterday. But my job does not run without me. So
There we go, boys.
let's do this.
King, he's a
Professional
king.
podcasters. Shout out to the chat already. Not really shout out to Joe, but shout out to, I'm sure that's Joe in the Trophy Room of PlayStation podcast. Game Positiveness, Howard, Silk. Okay, Silken It. I need to know, is it Silken It or Silkan It? Or...
No, it's Silken It. He's addressed this. His background this week, though, by the way, on Spreading the Nerd, just straight baguettes. Best background I've seen, bud.
Yeah, you got to do it with the accent, though. Silkanat.
Okay, I need to know how to say it. Red Beast Annapurna Collapse. And did I say this already? I thought I did. Shout out to Dinero Primero. Speaking of Dinero Primero, I heard Joe talking about Dinero doing some work for Joe over at the Trophy Room. So shout out to Dinero Primero. Dinero, maybe we need to get some merch going, boys. Except Jose, he's gonna want to design everything. Let's be real. This is his passion. It's always been design.
I mean, I won't say help, but I do love it. I have the designs ready. I just need to.
All right, there we go. See, guys, let's jump into nerd chat shoutouts real quick.
Oh, too fast.
Thank you. Shout out number 1 to Mariano Pampa 2342 on YouTube 6 days ago in regards to the Visage short. This is a great game and awesome show, boys. Sorry I missed it. Football and family time. LOL. Last but not least, shout out to Ains for stopping by Colorado. That's right. We didn't. Jose, why don't you explain to the show what was going on? Yeah. Shout out to Ains.
Yeah, so our friend Ains, fellow Show Season Gaming.
Ainsley Bobby Bowden.
That's absolutely correct. He, thankfully.
From Season Gaming, Jose. Come on.
I said Season Gaming.
Oh, sorry.
Plug that show, bro.
He was in Colorado this past weekend, and he joined us up in Idaho Springs. There's a brewery there that's real famous in Colorado called Tommy Knockers.
Look at that. Look at those handsome fellows right there.
So
guys.
we got
Somebody
to
needs to clip this. Send it to Ains right now.
Absolutely. I'll make it a little short right now. We got to see him for the weekend, man. It was great to see him in person. Hope his family had a great time. He's actually
You
traveled.
hear that? Wait. Now we can't do it. Sorry. Whose microphone was that? Was that Joe? Or was that Jose?
I think
Oh
it
no,
was 'cause-
dude, Jose, you guys live. Jose, your mic, sure, FM7B or whatever it is, sucks. Just stick
I
with
think
the
it was
Elgatos.
'cause- I think it's because the pitcher was feeding in. That's what it was. I don't think it was his mic.
I don't like everything. I have feedback on my
Okay,
mic.
now you're good. Now you're good.
I don't know.
There
That was
something
weird.
going on. Sorry, go ahead, Jose. That was weird.
And Nissa said that YouTube's been weird this week, so maybe it's YouTube. Maybe it's not all of us. Anyway, got to see got to see Ains for lunch. Sorry, it's that microphone. And it was really great, man. He was joking with us because he said usually when he meets people, he's like a pretty tall and pretty big dude. And he met me and Dan was like, oh, because we are both very tall. Bacon said the same thing the first time he met me in person too. He was like, you're a big guy. I was like, yeah, I am. So lots of fun. Shout out to Ains and of course Bitcast. And if anybody in this chat, other shows, if you're ever in Colorado, look us up, man. We actually found out that one of Ains' good friends, Ben Kenobi, who makes the super dope coins,
Castle
lives in
Rock.
Colorado, lives in Castle Rock, which is close to us ish. So we might reach out to him and see what we can do. So
Jose,
shout out to Ains.
before you take the picture down, I just want to point out, look at that 6 season gaming shirt that Ains has on. And also, who has the best shirt here? Let's be real. De Niro, you already saw it.
Actually, I'm gonna go with.
It's me with my Halo shirt, not
I'm gonna go with the
Jose's.
Foo Fighters shirt.
I don't know what those are. The Foo Fighters. Jose, are those roses?
Fighters.
Dude, no, they're marigolds for Dia de los Muertos, which is the
Oh,
same
Dia
kind of
de
shirt
los
that Ains is wearing.
Muertos.
It's literally
Ay.
the same concept, bud. Come on.
Okay, sorry. Anyway, so shout out to Dinner. Shout out to Pomps. Yeah, it was a great time. It was so much fun to actually meet Ains in person. Just a fantastic, great all around dude. It was funny, guys, because he first 5 minutes he's like, I can't believe how tall you guys are. He was just like, and every time I see Jose in person, I swear this guy's still growing. Because I don't remember him being almost as tall as me in high school. And I'm like, am I looking up to Jose right now? I'm like, what the hell is going on here? So that was awesome. Hopefully we'll get together again. I wrote in our nerd chat with Season Gaming and Trophy Room and XCP. I'm like, we got to get together next year. That's the goal, boys. All collab at the next Xbox showcase. We can dream. And then last shout out very quickly. Guys, we got our first review on Apple iTunes. That wasn't me or Jose or our parents or our significant others bribing them. Listen to this, you guys. Apple Podcasts, United States of America, 8/29/24. They love games. That's the title of his. These guys are awesome. They do love talking about video games. Give them a shot. Shout out to JJJJP Dr. WDD.
Okay.
And if that's one of you guys in the chat, Jose, send him some swag. All right. If anyone
Yeah, absolutely.
takes
If you hear this, reach out to me, DM me. I will absolutely send you some swag. I was thinking we should do a giveaway
Yeah.
around Christmas time. I think we should absolutely do that. We'll work on that.
giveaway cheap, nothing worth any value, and easy to ship. Okay,
That's
guys,
our boss,
sorry. We
everyone.
have
So just so you know.
strict budget here. Jose, let's jump into what everyone's been waiting for. News for the week.
News team, assemble!
Bacon has been frothing at the mouth for days now. When was this announced?
This came
Was it
out
Monday?
I think it was.
Tuesday?
Tuesday?
I was at the
Tuesday.
doctor's office, so yeah, it was Tuesday. Ooh, doggy.
The PS5 Pro is $700 United States No disk drive. No vertical stand. You do get a 2 terabyte hard drive. That's bomb.
That's dope.
Basically, to me, it's like they just took the imprint of the original PS5 and they're like, okay, now we can fit our Pro into these old models. Perfect. Add some stripes on the router sides. I don't know what the hell they call those things. The popped collars. And yeah, even Wario was going off on PlayStation, saying, you can buy this $900 4 terabyte SSD to go with your $700 console. Guys, I'm just gonna say this very quickly. My thoughts. This product isn't for me, and that's fine. And I hope it's for people like Joe, for people like Ains, who has unlimited money, apparently, who can buy anything that
He's
he
day
wants.
one.
And the diehard PlayStation fans, I get it. That is great. I'm happy for you. But I'm so glad I built a PC, you guys. Gosh, the more I think about it, Bacon, watch this.
Oh, he's kissing his PC again, folks. For our audio listeners, Dan is
Again.
making out
You
with his
guys,
tempered glass.
I can play
iPad.
PlayStation games on this. Maybe not day one, but we're gonna get there. Let's be real. I can play Xbox day one. I'm getting those smooth silky frames. Oh, but you spent $3,000 is what Joe likes to say. I'm not spending 4K on a computer. By the way, Joe, listening to your show, you can't talk about PC
Windows
gaming
is a
anymore.
resource
He has
hog,
no
apparently.
idea what he's talking about. I'm sorry, Joe. You don't.
doesn't.
Like a lot of stuff I was
Love
gonna write in the chat, but I'm like, I'm just gonna let him cook, right, Bacon? Because he has no clue what he's talking about over there.
It's true.
Okay.
I almost crashed my truck listening to that.
It was bad, Joe. I'm sorry. I gotta call you out.
Hog drivers.
Oh gosh. Anyway,
upgraded every other week. Yeah.
but at the same time, I think this should have been priced at 600. I think it would have been a lot more manageable. 700 to me seems greedy. And is this the new standard for console prices moving forward? Bacon, I know you've been waiting so long to say, please try to keep it civil and not about the Sony Pony Express
The
being
stables.
all angry on the internets. What was even you, I think, was shocked. So take it away, Bacon.
I remember my predictions I knew it was going to be discless because they did it with the Slim.
And they already had the drives.
Right. My prediction was 600, and I thought that was high. I'm like, wow. And my jaw was to the floor. And to Joe and Kyle's defense from the trophy room, neither of them are defending this price point. They are like as shocked as the rest of us. Now, this is a niche item. This is for the super stables, the people who just
Super fans, Bacon.
I get it. I get
Super
it. If it is-
PlayStation fans.
if it is your only gaming peripheral, your only means of gaming, I guess it almost makes sense. But if you own an Xbox, you also own a PC, or who is this item for? This price is so absurd. When you add the $80 disc drive, the $30 stand, the toothpick kickstand.
Not necessary.
And hold on.
Both
and
of them
when
not
you think-
necessary.
I was doing this driving home when I was listening to the trophy room tonight, and I'm counting up all their hardware releases this year: the PS5, the Slim, the Pro, PSVR 2, the Portal, the new headset on the new headset protocol. They have released more hardware than they've released first-party games.
Whoa.
Am I wrong?
Somebody clip that.
Oh, please don't. This is going to end up on Twitter.
Somebody
Think
clip
about
that.
it. How many
more
first-party
hardware releases than first-party exclusive games on the PS5 generation?
Am I
4
wrong?
years.
Am I wrong? Please, someone. I want to be wrong about this. Tell me. First-party PlayStation games. That is 6 hardware releases in 4 years. Not even 4 years yet. Am I wrong? Like this, I don't know, man. This scares the crap out of me for what the PS6 is going to cost. Because, like Joe was saying in the trophy room, is this the floor? Is this the new floor? $700. It has to be, right? And they also shout out to the trophy room. What a great
Well,
podcast!
shout out
I was
PS
listening on the way
Trophy
home,
Room, a
and they were
PlayStation
talking
podcast.
about the PS4 Pro was $399. The PS5 Pro is $700.
Well, that was, but to be fair, we had a price drop on
but we
the
also got to
PS4.
think that it was
And
such
economics.
okay. It was actually a graphical.
Hey, don't make me be like
advancement.
Jeff Keighley Bacon and defend the prices
Hey, Pony
according
fan,
to
if you're a Keighley,
according
you're a
to
fan.
adjusted for inflation. I just want everyone to know for some reason I need to tweet that out.
Right.
Because I'm Jeff Keighley,
But-
Sony simp, Hideo simp. Sorry.
So-
actually, I'm not sorry. I don't like you, Jeff Keighley. Somebody clip that. Send it to me.
Am I excited for this? Absolutely not. Again, I don't know why you wouldn't just add $500 to this and get Chance's PC that he paid $1,300 for with a 4070 Ti
Well,
Super.
Bacon price. That's too.
It's easy to say. $500 is
Pros.
is a lot, dude.
I
Like,
get it, but if you own multiple consoles,
Again, you're assuming.
how many of these consoles have these guys? Because Joe's already said he also owns the Slim revision, so he had the original. He also has the Slim in his house right now, and he's about to add a Pro to that. So $1,500 in PS5s that this guy has spent in 4 years.
He's traded in.
yeah, so we don't know.
Actually,
the,
but let's be real. Joe and Kyle, they've both easily spent the amount.
Yes.
To get
And I
this.
get it.
They really
that's
want
their,
to.
That's their jam.
I know.
though.
I'm
There's no
not. I'm not
judgment for
defending it.
that.
I'm just saying, like,
Right,
numbers
and
wise.
it's upgrade in storage. I get it. The clock speed's gonna be different. I heard Twitter today telling us that this is
going
going to
powerful as a
compete.
4080.
This is going to compete with a 4090, and it can't. 4090 can't do this stuff, and I just have to turn my brain off at that point because it's clearly people that have zero idea about PC hardware, and I get it. That's fine. You know, if you guys are happy, you're happy. But
Yeah.
I'm going to close out with saying this price point is absolutely shocking.
It
to me.
is. It
Like,
is shocking, and I don't think it's justifiable. I
No.
don't care what the inflation is. I don't care how well PlayStation doing. It is.
It's the same
unprecedented.
It's the
Did I say
same
that right?
freaking architecture.
Unprecedented.
We
haven't
$1,000 in Canada to get
We haven't
everything.
seen- well, it's worse in other parts of the world. But here's
Australia,
the thing.
yeah.
Before I throw it over to Jose, counterpoint. Bacon, technically, this could be the best way to play Xbox first.
It will be.
title.
It'll
But
be the best way to play Grand
Let me
Theft Auto.
finish. Let me finish. Why wouldn't Microsoft? Do you think? Do you think Microsoft will allow that? First of all, be like, yeah, PlayStation Pro is gonna have the best.
Oh, you think they'll dumb it down?
Exactly. I was gonna say, or what's stopping them from being like, no, we're only gonna optimize it to this spec. Sorry, PS5. I think that's
what they're
I
doing
think
with
they
the-
I think
that's
they
what they're doing
should
with
do
Call of
that, to
Duty.
be fair. Like otherwise it's gonna look so bad optically if you allow the PS5 Pro to be able to do that. If anything, it needs to be something like we're going to have it at the same specs as the Series X. That's what you get. Sorry, if PlayStation wants to use some of their software or their PSS, USSR, DLSS upscale, okay, then that's on them. But I think if you are Microsoft, you absolutely cannot allow games, first-party Xbox games, to run better on the PS5 Pros. I think that would look so bad. But actually, would it really, Jose? Like, who's going to really care about this? Let's be real. Jose, we haven't heard you jump in here. What was your initial Mr. Positive here?
I mean,
What was
I'm
your
positive.
reaction.
He's very
I'm not.
positive.
I'm not. I was certainly not angry. But here's the difference. I was never going to buy this, and not because I'm against PlayStation. I just don't game on PlayStation, so it's not. It's like asking if
But you play PlayStation games.
well, it's like if a new shoe drops, because I like shoes too, but like I don't wear that shoe. It doesn't affect me negatively or positively. But here's what I would say, just in the grand scheme of things. And I do also want to give credit to Joe and Kyle. Great show if you didn't listen to their show last night. Because here's the craziest part. Of the people that I know personally, those two are super fans. They really are. Of PlayStation in
And
general.
even them,
and
Jose.
Kyle was like, I absolutely can't afford this, which I really respect him making financial fiscal choices. And even Joe right now in our chats, like, I'm on the fence, even though like I'm a PlayStation guy with a PlayStation show, and even on his show last night, and Joe, feel free to correct me if I'm saying anything correctly. He's like, kind of part of the big reason is that I'm a content creator, and I feel like if I don't get this, I don't have a voice in the room, and that's important in terms of like literally this business for him, right? But my thoughts on this are a couple things. Despite the $700 price point, whether you think it's crazy or not, I mean, I certainly do, but people still want it. Yes, we don't know if they're going to buy it because they're limited in terms of their budget, but it is still a super hot ticket item. And I think it was bound to be moving forward. And that honestly scares me because of exactly what Bacon said about the next generation. I do think that PlayStation is going to take a step back now that they're released this and like, let's reevaluate and where we want to go. I don't know if they're going to try to mimic potentially what we think Microsoft is doing with some of the handheld market and stuff like that. They might not. But I think having it at this price is scary because we really expect for the most part over the last 10 years, 20 years that the next series gets more expensive, even incrementally. So what's the next one? 750, 800. That's crazy to me. Like I remember when consoles jumped to like $300 in my childhood and I was like, well, I guess I'm never getting one.
Even like the 500 for the PS.
That was insane at that time.
PS4 and Xbox One were at 500.
Yeah, half $1,000 seemed insane at the time. And again, we're talking as like grown men. Like I'm going to be 40 this year, and I have a salary and like a retirement plan and stuff like that. And still, I want to be fine. We're not young people who are like maybe paycheck to paycheck or still jumping between jobs. And so, if we're talking about like focusing on like specific markets, that's kind of scary. You know what I'm saying? The other part though, and this is the part that the part I want to say, and then I'll stop talking so we can move on to other stuff. I do very much support the title of our show that like, instead of going this way, think about a PC. And here's the thing. I am never going to make the argument because I think it's a stupid argument that you can buy the equivalent PC for the same price and be happy. I don't think that's possible. If you don't believe me, go watch like the Linus Tech Tip stuff. I think he did a great video about the PS5 killer and stuff. And yeah, he was able to do it. But Linus is also like a computer genius, right? He knows this world. If you're a casual coming into this market, it's not going to go well for you. But here's what I would ask you to consider. Instead of spending that $700, maybe save it or maybe invest in parts of a PC. And what I'm getting at here is we live in a world where we want stuff right away. Like it's just the fact of the matter. That's why YouTube Shorts are such a big thing. People don't want to watch a video for longer than 60 seconds. But reality, if you are truly a gaming fan and you're trying to think about the future, I do think some kind of a PC is a good investment for you. Whether that's a handheld like the Ally or the Steam Deck or the Acer Nitro, which we'll talk about later in the show, or just like spend that money on a cool motherboard or a kit from like Micro Center if there's one in your city, and like maybe a case. And then you have to wait. And that's the hard part, right? You have to be like, but I'm spending all this money, I don't get to do anything with it. Yeah, but it's an investment down the road. Because I will tell you, and I was talking to Matt Kennedy about this. He's one of our friends. He's a great streamer. Go follow him, MKen10.
Been on the show
and stuff. He's been on here a couple times. He was like, I want to buy this TV, but I can't justify spending $1,000 on it. And I said, look, Matt, put $100 away a month from now until Christmas. And then at Christmas time, for the remainder of what you still owe on it, or if you can find a deal, ask your family to buy you that for Christmas. And that's a short version of what I'm talking about. Is like, he's like, but I want it now. I get it. Everybody wants it now. But like, again, I think in 6 months, if Matt does this, he'll be much happier with that decision than choosing something cheaper right now. Right. And I think that's kind of the thing that I think people have to think about with the next generation of gaming. Now, I understand the argument that not all PlayStation games are on the PC. That's absolutely correct. I have no rebuttal for that. But I also have a sneaking feeling that not a ton of people are going to necessarily buy this, not because they don't want it. We've already established that they do. It's because it's too expensive. And if they don't buy it, Sony has to learn this lesson. I would hope at some point that like they've got to do something else to keep them in their ecosystem, because yep, I know you're getting our Xbox games. Yep, I know there are lots of indies and stuff on PC, but to stay competitive, it is just kind of the way of the world that is going, especially with mobile. It's not about the box. And Joe is the one who said that on our show like a year ago, right? So those are kind of my collective thoughts. Again, if you're even considering it, man, I encourage you just do research on PC. Even if you're not like, I was not that guy a year ago, literally 12 months ago. I was Xbox only. I'm never going to PC. Bacon was on our show, but we weren't even thinking about it. And over time, I'm so happy I made that jump.
Yes.
And to be fair, I did the thing where I bought parts at a time and then built it when it was ready. I didn't build it all in one shot. But so I'm living proof. Go ahead, Dan. Sorry.
The whole building thing is difficult because I get it. I didn't want to build my PC at first. I wanted to buy an NZXT pre-built, and those are expensive. But in the end, I'm so proud and happy that I built it, and I'm thankful for the experience of building it. And there's something to it, but consoles are just fast and simple. We keep saying consider it. I don't know, man. I don't think it's just that easy to just be like, oh, buy some parts and then you can build it. I don't think that applies to a vast majority of people. But let's get the chat in here.
Busy.
Game Positive said it's $1,265 after tax. Yeah, that's just insane. I like Pomp's comment. Value is subjective. Some people see worth in that $700. Absolutely. I mean, if you literally only play PlayStation and you can trade in a console and get a deduction, you're still spending $700. Like, let's not forget that you spent that $500 on the PlayStation. You're only getting back maybe, let's say, $375. So you're still spending, what is that, at least four. You're basically buying another PlayStation at $500 again, which is fine. But yeah, it's a big price, but we buy, people's car payments are $700, $1,000. Bacon probably has a ridiculous payment on his big ass truck. So
It's actually only $560.
that's pretty good. It's
good
all
interest rate.
subjective. So I don't, but trade in like cell phones. Yeah. But I the whole comparison to cell phones, Jose, I think is ridiculous. I don't see how you can compare the two.
Well, but look
Go
at
ahead.
look at the market, man. Look at where gaming money is right now in the market. Look, the graphs we've even seen from Microsoft. I know it's not the same as AAA gaming. I'm with you, dude. I don't even
No,
an
I'm just
Apple
saying, like,
simp, I don't want to play Resident Evil on my iPad.
Not
I
the
don't.
games. I'm talking about, like, we don't use our cell phones like we do consoles. And yes, some of us, we use it a lot. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think it's the same. I don't know. I like Red Beast's comment here. Xbox needs to have parity at minimum across platforms, so there will get another FTC visit. Sorry, PS5 Pro, you're not getting those.
Remember, we're
advanced
Monopoly.
graphic. For some reason, Jeremy Snell 24 wrote "Go Bills." Okay,
That's
Josh Allen. He's one
That's
of
my
my
buddy,
favorite
Jeremy.
quarterbacks.
He's one of my Warzone buddies.
Had a baby, Jeremy.
You know what? I don't even know if I can say "Go Broncos."
He wants to super chat us. We're not there yet, Jeremy.
Nissa said, "If the next gen for PlayStation is more than what I paid for her PS5 2 years ago, it's a pass for Nissa." And Nissa also got a ROG Ally and didn't upgrade to the X. Don't need it. Yep. Okay.
right.
Joe's he wants to come in hot. All right.
Joe's got
I don't know if we got to
thoughts.
let him on. And Game Positive, a lot of the PS5 killer builds involve used parts, limited sales, and don't include. Yeah, true. Again, I'm not saying you can build a just like I don't think you could build a PC for the price of the PS5 and Xbox Series X at launch. It just wasn't possible. When consoles launch, Bacon, we've talked about that. You get so much value for the money and performance, but as time goes on, like with our PCs, like I'm not gonna. That was one thing Joe was saying, like, oh, I'm gonna have to upgrade. Or Kyle said you're gonna have to spend a bunch of money upgrading this. I'm not gonna have to spend any money on this for years, and I'm gonna get better performance than.
I could literally
These
not
consoles for a
touch
long
my
time.
PC for 10 years. Will I? Absolutely. I'll buy the 5090. But I could go 10 years without touching this PC. It's just straight facts.
But the other piece of this too, that I think is also just important, we're saying as an educator, we live in a beautiful world, like a time where there is almost no question you can't get answered for basically free, right? And that's very different than the time we were growing up, right? Like if you talk about like
Buying
building a
SNES and the
PC,
PS1.
even 10 years ago or 15 years ago, unless you did have a friend like Bacon was to us, right? Or like how he helped Matt Valdez and stuff like that, it was very scary because it's just like there's really no manual, there's no guide. There are literally hundreds now. And I think that, I mean, Joe did make a good point later. He's like, I think that the carrot on the stick right now for the people that are like teetering on the PS4 versus PS5 Pro is not a full PC, but it's like the portables, it's the Steam Decks, it's the Allies, because they do offer kind of that perfect world of gaming, but also the portability and the bigger library. And here's what I would say about the people that keep saying, yeah, but you have to worry about updates and drivers and stuff like that. I mean,
Do you update your phone? Like it's to me,
Yeah.
it's like the same thing.
I mean, I do, but it happens at night when I'm asleep. Like it, I mean, I think that the
which
thing
can
is-
apply to Windows too. It's not
It absolutely can. It's not that hard to learn if it's interesting. And even like De Niro said, I'd rather
GeForce
buy
Now.
one for editing and then also gaming. you don't have to have a crazy graphics card. Like, yes, of
Yes.
course, everybody wants the 4090.
But
I
you
would
don't
love a
need
4090, but I don't need it for most of the games I play. I mean,
Give it
really,
AMD 7800 XT.
6800 XT. Yeah.
Yeah, aren't those good? Or like even the 76 or 7700, like those get you way better performance than the PS5 Pro will ever get. And it's not that expensive. But you also forgot, Dinero Primero said, the Nerd Chat group said they were going to buy me a PC for my cumpleaños. LOL.
dang it, Dan. Anyway, we appreciate it, guys. I just look into it is all I'm saying. And if you're on the fence, I think Joe's good point. I think the handhelds are a cool idea, man. They if you can find a good deal, Nissa was finding them for like 300 the other day at Best Buy. So like,
I wanted to say something along the handheld, and I think that's where Xbox is excelling, is the ecosystem part and being it like I played Starfield this week on my Mega Beast PC here over here. I played it on my Xbox Series S upstairs, and I played it on my laptop. All synchronized saves, all there, all I could play it on my phone right now if I wanted to, Bacon.
Yeah.
That is cool. That is where I think Sony needs to take a few pages out of Microsoft's book, and I think that goes along with the carrot on the stick thing, like being able to play wherever, including a Steam Deck, I can play first party games on a Steam Deck. More specifically, I'd probably go the ROG Ally route because I can play Xbox games natively on there. Through Game Pass. I shouldn't say Xbox Game Pass natively through it. That is, I think, a true carrot on the stick. And then Pomp said, I have a counterpoint to you. He said, you guys are enthusiasts with a very knowledgeable person like Bacon to help you. Not many people have that.
Pomps.
Counterpoint, Pomps. Wait, I built my entire PC without Pomps or without Bacon even knowing.
yeah, he surprised us on the show.
Did it on my own, and I just watched YouTube videos and I did my research, and it was not that hard.
Literally.
A little intimidating, but once I got into it, like Alan Pack, shout out to Pack Attack, it's like
he did
building
his too.
Legos, and it really is similar. Like it's a similar vibe, and I am so thankful I did. So no, Pomps, you don't need people to do it.
And
I did
that's
it
it.
completely solo.
Go ahead, Bacon.
In 2009 or 2008, when I went to Micro Center because I needed to build something for StarCraft 2, I picked parts. I came home that night and I found a Linus Tech Tips. I had no help. Nobody I knew built or did anything with PCs, and I just followed the guide step by step and pushed the power button. And I've been hooked ever since. I get it. It's not.
Yeah, it's not for everybody. I get it.
It's not hard, but you learn about what you're doing and how to fix it and replace parts. And there's so much you gain from building your own rig that it's. And I know
It's
PC
rewarding.
gaming is not going to be for everyone, but you guys really should start thinking about it at this point.
But the person who's also going to spend $700 on a PlayStation, they're also enthusiasts for the record.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like, it's not that big of a gap is all I'm saying.
Yeah. Chat's just popping off. For some reason, Joe's Google Chrome is using all of his memory again. The
I got
update arguments are
64
dumb. I
gigs.
agree, Pomps. It's not that hard. Like literally, GeForce Now, you open the app, it's like, hey, you have new drivers, download. That's it. Maybe I'm lucky. Maybe it's because of my hardware, Bacon, but I can't think of very many issues with my PC that I've run
Like
into.
the only reason I even go to GeForce Now if I notice something's going on in a game and I'm like,
Yeah.
God, I have not looked at drivers in like 4 months.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I go into GeForce Now, I'm like, well, I'm like 9 updates behind, and it's a 13-second process.
But again, I get it. It's not for everybody. Consoles, you cannot beat the convenience. It's plug and play. It is nice. And there are pros like Grayson. He plays the Series S, Series X. It's easy for him. He can navigate it. Same with the Switch. But I guess closing this conversation off, it is concerning to see a $700 console. It is very, regardless, if you think it's worth it, that's fine. I could totally understand that. If I was a diehard PlayStation player, that's all I played. I want the best performance. I have the means. By all means, buy a PS5 Pro.
Why are you talking?
Bacon, I have a question for you while Dan talks to
Yes,
Grace
sir.
real
Yes,
quick.
sir.
What do you think? And chat, you can answer too. I'm curious your thoughts genuinely. If Xbox releases, just theoretically, a handheld, as much as I'm an Xbox fan, I think it's very far-fetched to believe that they would make a handheld with good battery life that could outperform the PS Pro, right? Like, I think that's,
not
if they
gonna
do, that's amazing. Like, that would be like a game world-changing event. But if they don't, then it's arguable that the PS5 Pro, will be the best console, the only console to play GTA 6, right? Do you think that increases people's like truly, do you think it increases numbers? I know people want it again, but do you think that they will?
People are not going to buy a PS5 Pro to play Grand Theft Auto.
If it was the only console that will play it, like
like literally,
if
you
it's
can't play
last
this
gen in
anywhere
this gen,
else.
but it's going to play just fine, and
It's
they're
going to
not
be on
even.
Series S. People are going to buy Series S because it's cheap and it's a cheap entry point to play Grand Theft Auto.
Bad thing about this PS5 Pro is they're not even guaranteeing 4K 60 on all the games. Hogwarts is 30.
Bacon, guys, we're just going to be taken over by Joe again. Jose, Joe wants it. He's
I already sent the DM.
All
He'll get in here
all
shortly.
right. Let's just. It's going to be about the PlayStation. News is going to have to wait again, boys. I do want to point out, Deja Vu had a really good comment, and it's true.
Yep.
Everyone's like, Dan, how much did you spend on my PC? I'm not going to lie. I spent $2,600 on my PC. That was my total out the door price. I bought stuff when it was on sale. But I went overboard. My GPU alone was $1,000 of that $2,600 price. I could have spent less on this. I have I have 9 fans. I don't need 9 fans. Okay. Could have spent less money on that. I bought specific pieces to look a certain way, aesthetics. I bought my motherboard, my NZXT one. That's because I wanted a certain look. Deja Vu said you can really cut corners on price. Yes, on a PC, if you don't care about aesthetics and save money, you absolutely can build something comparable to PS5 Pro price. I'd say about $1,000, right, Bacon? I think that's reasonable.
I mean, 46
Again,
is what, 300
it's more
bucks?
than 700 to 800, but I have way more options. But again, I'm gonna hear like Joe. He's gonna be like, "Well, I can't play on my big TV. I can't set it underneath on my TV.
Gotta have a controller.
You have to have a keyboard and mouse to log in." Everybody, please welcome Joe, Mr. Badbit, the Nerd Chat Lies, the trophy room.
right.
Joe, you are fuming over there.
How ready he is.
He's gotta be mad at me.
Let's hear
upset.
what's going on. Crashing the show yet again.
You guys are overthinking this whole PC thing. First, I gotta say, I have to say, the one thing that we are freaking out a little bit too much on, and I think I was as well, is like this is an option. You absolutely
Yes.
don't need it.
No.
The base model starts at 400, and it's literally fine. And that's where I kind of come down on it. I think, I forget who brought this up, but I think they made the best point about it. Sadly, it wasn't us, and sadly, I didn't think about it, which was like, right now, the games that do take advantage of it, like Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, the third-party games really have seen a noticeable difference. I think it is Digital Foundry, has seen a very drastic difference between Pro and base, and one of the reasons why PlayStation probably
Let's
didn't
see
show
those
that.
numbers first, Joe, before we're
The
saying
little
drastic.
FPS. Again, this is I think John's.
I saw that tweet.
Yeah, and so I think one of the reasons why PlayStation didn't want to show you that was, hey, we don't want our console to look bad, the base one that we're going to sell to the most people, and I think that was a silly move. But listen, because I've seen other content creators go, that's it. Sony, you broke. This is.
I'm
the straw
done. F you, Sony. I'm out of here. By the way, Joe, it starts at 450. It doesn't start at 400. Entry point digital edition is 450.
I'm sorry, someone's yelling outside the door. I have no idea. One sec. I think it's
All right,
something
well,
with the
so
dog. One second.
while Joe
good.
is taking
Be
care
safe.
of his little puppy, yes, starting, I'm on Amazon right now. Starting PS5 digital edition is $450. Okay, so it's not $400. And I was going to ask you guys, either way, let's say Joe's right, and let's say there is a huge performance gain, and they don't want PlayStation to show it their original console to look bad. This is hands down, like, we thought Xboxes had some bad
This is terrible.
they have Sony for once, Bacon. I'm shocked. They are the ones shooting themselves in the face right now, because this is bad. Like, I've never seen. I even sent it in our nerd chat, Joe. Like, I haven't seen memes like this digging at PlayStation since Concord's release, since they closed console, since they closed Concord a week ago. But either way, sorry, Joe, you were saying like they don't want to make the base PS5 look bad.
Yeah, they don't want to make the base look bad. That said, though, again, yeah, I think retrospect presentation wasn't the best.
Terrible.
And at the same exact time, I'm seeing a lot of Sony folks either like going like, just an option. You guys are like, whatever. You get a $490 for $500 and it doesn't have some special doodads that the PS5 Pro has, all that stuff. So you have content creators that look like they're about to slit their wrists, and the other ones going, no, the sky isn't falling. In fact, the sky's never looked better. And I sit somewhere in the middle where I think both sides are overreacting a little bit, right? So as someone who thinks that this is too much money, and I said on my show, if you're an average consumer, I wouldn't spend this money, even as a content creator where my justification is to inform my audience first and then entertain them. So I can maybe, my wallet can maybe take the hit. Even then I'm like, nah.
Joe needs a Blockbuster so he can rent one for the weekend.
Exactly. Or PlayStation to start talking to
yeah,
us.
exactly. PlayStation needs to send him a unit for review and send that big old unit over there to him. And so he needs to start getting reviews.
And so, that's the trouble that I see, is that both sides are completely overreacting. And I think the PC crowd of like, hey guys, and this is where I'm going to trigger Bacon. It's like, you could just build a rig. Half the games they're actually even less expensive here. Everything's great. You could get the ray tracing here. It's like, a lot of the thing is, a lot of the PC spectacle is just that. It's like, to get those things that Bacon is describing, we're not building a rig for $900. No.
Absolutely.
You're building it. It is a more expensive, enthusiast level production. I've done it in the past, right? This is my third PC I've built. And I have my own issues why I don't game on PC. It really comes down to I stare at this monitor way too much and I don't want to be here. But like,
triggered.
But I truly mean that. I have nothing to. I think when people are like, here's the gateway drug, to me, I was listening to this one podcast, right? They're not, 2 out of 3 of the guys are non-gamers, and they all talked about how their one buddy talked them into the Steam Deck and how much they really love this Steam Deck that they got on the cheap. And now they're playing emulated games. They're playing their PlayStation games. They're playing, things outside their comfort zone. And I think that is the true carrot on the stick to get someone into the PC ecosystem, which is saying, hey, look at this cool little thing that's kind of like the adult Switch.
Mm-hmm. Adult Game Boy for all
Come
schools.
on in. You don't have to worry about Windows. We have our own little setup here. Smart. It looks like it's a pseudo console aesthetic, and it gets people in that way. Right? Look at this in the chat, right? She
loves her ROG.
She every day she's like, there's a sale. I'm like, stop, Nissa, stop, but keep it coming. So like, I think that's the carrot on the stick. When I hear like, just build your own PC, I remember being the frustrated Xbox fan back in the 2008, 2009, 2010, around that era, going, I'm just gonna build my own PC. The games are gonna look so much better.
They do.
They're gonna look so much better. The lighting is incredible. I get blind. I look up. I go, wow, that is very bright. You can't get bright on a PlayStation. You just can't. The Japanese, they don't know bright. If it beamed in their eyes, they can't see
Made
it.
in America.
But like, I turned on my PC, and this is the one hook where I tell people like, don't go f***ing crazy on the PC. Is when I saw it, I was like, oh yeah, it looks better. Nothing blew me away. This is like, I spent like $2,000 on this thing, and what I ended. But here's the real thing, and I know I spent a little bit of time trashing it. What I found that I really liked was not the graphic demanding games, not the thing that's going to test out the 2080. It was the things that were the budget. The things that were like, oh, here's the $30 game. Here's Killing Floor 2 back in the day. This is the era where it was solely on PC. Like the weird, obscure games that we were finding as my friend group and loving that weren't on console.
Yeah.
And that's why I bring up games like Lethal Company or even things like Pal World, where like they're either maybe sort of, you know, like they're on a console specific, or they're not on any, and they're bringing in huge traffic. Look at CS:GO. It's not a demanding game. PC gives you the ability of just exploring without the boundaries. It really is. The barrier to entry isn't what we shouldn't be looking at is like the $900 PC. What we should be looking at is like, what can your laptop run? Right?
Yeah.
It's like, it is the low barrier stuff. That's why when I tell people like, let's not get crazy with building your own PC just now. Explore the ecosystem with what you have and the barriers and limitations. And if you're looking at it going, wow, I'm having so much fun, but the limitations of this thing, of my rig, are holding me back, then you could go, well, if I just pay a little bit more and I get, you know, I get my game, I get my game to run in the way I want. That's how you get people in. So when I see people going, this PS5 Pro really screwed me over, I'm going to pay the $1,300 to get something that's somewhere equivalent. It's like, nope, doing it wrong. It's actually starting with a starter rig.
Keep your
something
PS5,
simple.
buy a laptop, buy a Steam Deck.
Exactly.
It's about, yeah.
It's about lowering the barrier. And that's the thing that we talked about on the trophy room. That's the strength of the console. It's not just like the one single SKU shit. It's also, sorry, I can say shit, right?
Yeah.
I could call this shit poop. Okay. It's not that poop.
Caca.
It's the fact that it's so cheap. And I think what you guys were speaking on just a minute ago, I also echo. The next PlayStation, the next Xbox are going to be less to do about power and more to do about portable.
Mm-hmm.
That's where
You would
they
think.
see it.
You would think.
Yeah, sure.
But also have the option for the hardcore. Make a PS6 Pro.
Yeah.
And it'll be probably at that point $1,000. Let's be real. But there is an audience for that. There is. I'm not denying that. And Joe, I would totally understand if you bought it. You are a diehard PlayStation fan. I know you're going to get one. Like it's fine. Like if I were you, you are a diehard PlayStation guy. You don't game anywhere else really. Especially now. Like what's the point? You don't have your Xbox anymore. You don't need to. You can buy Xbox games for sure at that point anyway on PlayStation. I get it. But
And also,
it still is
I'm
concerning.
about
but
to
you're still off on some of the PC stuff, Joe. If you're telling me your
tell me.
numbers and what you're saying erroneous on many accounts.
Well, how is it erroneous?
But
You tell me how it's
the
erroneous.
whole performance thing. You're like ray tracing. You're right, Joe. I'm not sold on.
No
ray
one cares
tracing.
about ray.
I
No one cares
don't
about
think
ray
it's
tracing.
great. But
Bacon
you can't
No one
deny.
cares. No
You
one
can't deny, Joe, frame rate. I do see it.
That's where people care.
And frame rate does matter. And the fact that I know I'm going to be able to play every game, no compromises. I can turn off ray tracing at 60. You said above 120. You're right. I'm fine at 120. And you said
I
it
don't
yourself,
need to
Joe.
see the Matrix code. You know.
You said it yourself, Joe. You played Halo Infinite at 120. There is a difference between 120 and 60. I think once you get above 120, not so much. But I do think frame rates is something that you don't have to settle for on PC, and there is a difference. Ray tracing, I'm still not sold on. But Bacon, please respond to Joe.
You respond, Bacon, because I'm trying to find something, and I thank God for these wireless earbuds.
He's just walking around. I don't even know what the hell. It's like he's not even paying
I'm
attention
looking for
to us
something.
over there.
I am.
Bacon, what do you have to respond to Joe? Because
And-
you've been on
and
his show, and
I get it. I get the stance and Joe being a hardcore, but when we also think about it, we're hardcore Xbox guys who have the ability to play all our games on PC.
Hold on, Bacon. I'm a hardcore gamer. I've been playing my Nintendo
Jose
Switch
and I-
this week. Okay,
I console
we
war like
play
crazy.
games. I'm
console
about
war.
video games.
I console war like crazy, and if my Xbox games weren't on PC, then I would probably be on Xbox. We have the luxury because of Sony's archaic, still 1895 feels like stance on sharing games. It's
Cloud saves.
right pain, and that's the thing, man. You got to add in.
I can share
PS
games.
Plus the Game Pass Ultimate. You got to buy to have your
My
to play
brother
online.
uses my games. I don't know how he does it. It's an archaic system, but you could get the PlayStation Share. That's an option. Just saying.
So I get people's scared. And Joe, I just pulled up my resource manager, and I'm only using 20% of my memory, and I have 9 windows
I'll tell
open.
you right now.
Powering
I'll tell you right
an
now.
ultra wide,
Task
powering a camera,
manager.
audio, and I'm using 24%.
Well, my GPU and I have this open and Premiere Pro. So maybe let me get rid of Premiere Pro.
Premiere's a lot though, bud.
Well, let me get rid of it. Let me just. This is from last night. 1 second. Episode 300. Do you want to save? Absolutely not. Get this out of my face. Okay. My memory is at 35%.
Okay. Of 64 gigs, you have a whole lot of memory left there to use. So, and
It's a lot.
He's
That's
got more
a
memory
third.
than me.
That's a third.
64 gigs is the only way to go. So, and again, when I came on this podcast, my intentions were not to drive 3 friends into the PC space. I always just say how good it is, your options, and all 3 of you chose to go this route.
He's right.
And,
He's
I,
right.
and
Make me
to
sick.
that, Bacon, Pomps asked this earlier, and I think, Jose, you might have written in the chat, but I do want to personally respond to it. He said, I really want to know, guys, if you didn't have a podcast, would you still see the same value on your PC? For gaming, yes.
Yes,
Pomps.
I was on PC long before I came on a podcast.
Yeah.
This is how I really trigger these guys. I would even have a PC. I'd have my MacBook, and it'd be a really nice.
No,
so
I'm
you
on
and
a
Jose
Jose
get together,
MacBook.
you Apple
Right now, I'm on a
Sims.
MacBook.
Yeah.
No, because Pomps, I know it's expensive, and I know not everyone wants to build it, but the experience I've had just in my journey in the past year has been so rewarding. I can't stress that enough. Being able to say, I built this, there's something to that. And I not only built it, I customized it the way I wanted to, Pomps. I love it, and I love the performance I get. I love not having to worry if I'm going to get 60 or 30 FPS. I am so over that. Like, I'm so over that. Joe, you're right. I don't need 120. I don't need, 240 like Bacon on his. But I get those 100 to 120 frame rates on 4K. And
It's nice.
you made fun of me. I heard you on the show be like, oh, D Wally said the frame rate. Dude, there is something there, man. I
No one
can't
can shit talk like someone from
I
New Jersey.
can't-
Let me tell you.
I can't go back to sub 60 FPS, and I don't have to worry about that anymore. And PS5 Pro players will still have to worry about that. Xbox Series X players, the next console generation. Guys, I'm thinking, is that just a thing that's going to be here permanently? Because in the end, people don't care, right? Jose, we haven't heard you in a while. Closing thoughts on the PS5 Pro.
No, I mean, here's what I would say about the graphics thing. I love
Graphics
love
aren't
the
everything.
graphics. They're
That's
cool.
not it.
They're
It's
awesome. But I
fidelity
agree
or
with Joe. Like,
performance.
it's very cool, but ultimately, it doesn't mean that I love a game more, right? Just like it's a cool bonus, right? I like the game because I like the game, or I don't because I didn't. I do agree also with Dan that like I think the frame rates matter, but I'm not as much of a stickler about the 30 versus 60. Like I love Gotham Knights at 30. I like Starfield at 30. I'm sure they're probably better at 60, but that did ruin my experience.
They are.
What I would say is it was it Silken? Someone was I think it was Silken. I can't remember if I'm wrong on one of the other shows. What really has kept me here that makes me so happy is the catalog. Is
Right.
truly that like I can really play almost every game. Now, granted, no Nintendo, but it's its own beast because they're not
can.
anywhere other than Nintendo.
We
But I
emulate.
love the fact that now we're getting PC games. Like I can literally jump from Returnal, which I have,
PlayStation games.
to Halo, to literally Stardew Valley, and like on my Ally, same thing. Like it
And
is
play
a
where
very
you want as well, because you can play on your portable device.
absolutely play. I mean, I'm that is the piece that has really sold me. And again, I said at the beginning of the show, like I am an older man. I have a career. Like I do have some
expendable
expendable
cash,
income. Like
yes.
if I wasn't like this, I would have hard choices, and it would be hard to move away from the console because there's also nostalgia there and stuff like that. But I do what I wanted to get out of today, if anyone takes anything away from what I said, is just think about it, just explore.
some
And if it's not
research.
you,
Yes.
cool. Like no judgment. Game where you want to game. As long as you're gaming, I'm happy. But I'm just saying, I was that guy a year ago, and I'm so happy I made that change.
Yeah, I mean, Jose was even probably the most casual
Right.
gamer out of all of us. Like Jose's,
I still am.
And he was the first to build. He was the
And
first
yet-
to build.
and he was the first to build.
Also,
And I
just-
had a bunch of issues like that didn't work. So I had to,
also just want to say that you can play with wireless peripherals, wireless headsets from your couch on your OLED,
Yes,
and
That-
take advantage of the performance of. I play at my desk because I choose to be on an ultra wide with a
On
wireless
my
controller
couch.
with a cable right here. I could
You
literally
can,
work.
can you play? I don't think you can do the DualSense.
DualSense, not
wirelessly
yet.
because they're dumb. Because PlayStation, of course.
PlayStation.
Smart.
But you can.
Interference, wireless interference.
Oh, see, he doesn't even know. I play
Radiation,
this Bluetooth. I get.
safety.
Oh, anyway, one more point I do want to say, Joe. one reason why, or I guess back to Pomps' mark, why I never went to PC earlier, which I thought about Pomps, is because I was playing with my friends a bunch on Xbox.
And now
on
the
Xbox
cross-play,
One. Exactly.
cross-talk,
Once those
cross-chat,
barriers drop,
cross
we've got
everything.
cross play, cross progression, cross save, and you've Discord now. That I mean, there's
we
no
use
longer
is
that barrier
Discord.
where like, oh, I can't join an Xbox party with him. You know, we have to be on the same console. That is gone, and that was literally probably the last thing. I'm like, wait a second. As I think about this, I can play all my games with my friends on console still, and that. Sorry, Joe. You look like you're.
PC players are eating dogs. No, I want to nail on the point prior about frame rates and all that stuff. I think that's where people truly like the masses. When I say like no one cares, I'm being dramatic. The masses, like when Mark Cerny said,
Yeah,
like again,
70%,
75% of folks are choosing performance. It's like
He said
what-
that.
Yeah, he said
Yeah.
that in the
It was
I
presentation.
thought everybody was on. He must be sick, dude.
And I'm
I
just
wanna
like,
see
well
that
then,
data.
well then at that point, why the hell am I? Or why are we focusing on Ellie's pores that much?
Yeah.
Right?
You said
Why
that,
are
yeah.
you
Like-
accepting 30 frame rate choppy?
So-
he even said choppy.
Right.
The Last of Us.
So
Each of us
that
is like-
that's where that's where I feel like where PC gets that edge, because when they're like, oh, there's gonna add new ray tracing and this and that, and it's like I've seen ray tracing, bud, and it's not. It's a little overhyped, right? Like
agree.
like if you
I
gave
also
me the
agree.
choice, if you gave me the choice of like, hey, ray tracing or I get more frames, I'm going to always choose more frames.
Right.
Right. And this is coming from the guy who loves Bloodborne, Old Yarnum, The Bridge. You know what I'm talking about. Max Ramus, MC, 40
Dude, Bloodborne,
man.
Joe, that was
50
rough, going back
frames,
to 30 on that. That
MacBook.
was
It's rough, right?
That was bad.
You don't
That was
see it
not
until.
fun.
But real talk, you don't see it until you see it.
exactly, and that's what I think you're missing out, Joe. You keep saying you wouldn't appreciate those extra frame rates. That's because you're not experiencing it yet, man. I think you would. I think you're underestimating how important.
Yeah, I mean, I
extra frame
played
rates
Halo
are.
120 and I enjoyed it, but I'm like, all right, whatever. like I'm telling you, like, and that's my hang up is like I've done the PC bit. It's not my jam. That's why I'm like I don't like listen. And again, I don't care where you game. I don't care if it's PC. As in like as I say it, because I've been like you don't need to do. Go ahead, do whatever you're comfortable with.
Yeah.
But I think this narrative of the PS5 Pro sucks, go build a PC
I don't
is
think that's fair. Yeah.
not
that's
fair,
dumb.
and it's the hardcore
we-
PlayStation fans' feelings that are so hurt because why did Sony hurt me? It's kind of like their reactions. Like I've been a good soldier. Why would you hurt me like this? Because the
that's
Xbox gang
dumb.
are gonna say things about me.
I mean,
it's
I
a
think
lot
we
of
can
that.
all agree that the PS5 Pro should be $600,
And
none
that's
of
the
this would have
problem.
happened.
And at the end of the
But
day, like,
Sony is choosing to do this, and they know
Right.
they can. They're the Apple of gaming, and it's if you don't see that, this is Sony telling you right now.
and that's where I'm like, you can draw your line wherever you want at
Mm-hmm.
this point. I don't feel like the line is like, well, I can't play with the PlayStation 5 Pro is a little out of reach, so I'm gonna go somewhere else. I feel like it's like we're being a little emotional about it, but I also feel like, oh, this is completely fine. It's okay. Is also just very
Yes.
weird. To me, I'm somewhere in the middle where it's
I
like,
agree.
well, I
I'm
just
there
don't
too.
want to participate in this to show you I'm not going to accept it. And that's one of the other reasons why I don't want to, per se, get that Pro, because it's teaching the right lesson. Because when people go, oh, it's a
You're right.
choice, it's like, we were not saying that
Let's see the
when it was
sales.
the PlayStation 4 Pro, because it was only $100 more. It was more attainable, right?
Can you
Yeah.
refute my fact that there's been more hardware releases than first party games?
Sure.
I can't think of that many first party games.
Save it for the after show, you guys.
Yeah.
Am I
mean,
wrong?
I
though?
don't.
I was racking my brain for first party
This-
releases.
this-
We got asked
But my question to you, Bacon, maybe it's because you work 24 hours, is so what you getting at, bud?
I'm just saying
Exactly.
that Xbox is always getting crap for releasing a controller every other week, and Sony's now released 3 consoles in the same generation.
And the remasters. But here's the thing.
And
I mean, I would give them more shit about the remasters.
Here's the thing. Exactly. None of this is going to matter. PlayStation is continuing. People are going to forget about this as soon as they drop like a Ghost of Tsushima 2
Forecasting
trailer, a
13
Last
million.
of Us 3. They have if they all they got to do next week if they're smart, Joe, is have a good showcase. Everyone's going to be like, "Can't wait for the PS5 Pro." Am
Yeah,
I
give
right?
give it 2 weeks, and then those kids crying foul will be like, "I'll just wait a year or two," and then they'll keep
Yep.
playing.
And by the
That
way,
said, though, I want to say something, and then I'll leave. This is
no,
my
I got
show.
one more thing for you. You guys can
Okay.
keep Tim Dog, PSN Tim Dog. Is
Oh,
that
how's
What about
he
Crap
doing?
Gamer? Can he
Is
keep
Tim
Crap Gamer?
is Tim and Crap doing all right? How's the 50-year-old men that are yelling at the screens? How they doing? How they
I
holding
do,
up?
Joe. Before you
I
go,
know their
though,
grammar's still bad, but like
Joe,
you know,
I want to keep you around. I don't want you to go. Just say, can we talk to you about the Elden Ring patch?
fine. But can I just tell you, why would I need a PC? Because my PlayStation has a feature that you PC dorks have been bragging about for years.
What's that?
And we're finally here.
Discord.
I'm gonna put
Oh
LED.
my god!
on
We
my
spent
screen.
$200 on lights, you guys.
No, I bought it on the Prime for I think like $50.
Okay.
It's
I'm not
usually
mad at it.
$100.
He's gonna have some
It's-
RGB on that TV,
That's
baby.
right. That's right.
News story number 2. Thank you, Joe, for that PlayStation 5 Pro discussion. It is. I agree.
Let's talk about Elden Ring because I got
Let's
Outlaws
talk
to
about a game of a generation, the game of a game of a lifetime. Elden Ring has released patch notes version 1.14 September 11th, 2024. And this is on PlayStation 4, PS5, X1, Xbox Series S and S, and Steam. Final boss, spoiler warning. I'm not going to say it, but you should probably already know at this point. The final boss balance adjustment. The following adjustments have been made to the final boss of Shadow of the Erd Tree. Change the action pattern while the battle starts. Adjusted some attack moves. Decreased the damage of some attacks. Decreased stamina damage from some of the attacks. Decreased the attack range of some non-weapon based attacks. Improved the visibility. I did notice this. I did watch Let Me Solo Her immediately go in and take on the new final boss. And there's a bunch of other patch notes here, but overall, final boss, huge nerf. We can all say, all of us here, we beat the final boss pre-patch because we're a bunch of badasses.
No, we're not.
No, we all use the
I
shield and
didn't say
poke.
that.
We all use the shield
Joe-
and poke.
Yeah,
Joe,
absolutely. That's what I
what do you think about this patch, though? For real, like this
Good.
is interesting to me. The visibility, I think that's probably one of the most important. ones.
Huge. I need to see what the hell this dude's doing. Yeah, no, good. They should have patched this guy much earlier. Why they didn't? Probably because the fan base was fervent on the DLC, and the From Software community is very, very weird when it comes to difficulty. So might as well do this a few months afterwards when they got all the info they needed.
Yeah.
But no, that boss sucked. He actually ruined a lot of that DLC for me because
Really?
there was seemingly, with my skill, one way to beat him. And that
Yes.
is with the shield and the pokey blade combo.
Yep. We even matched in our outfits to look good while we did that.
Yeah, I mean, we had to. But yeah, no, this is good. It's great that they're listening to the audience. And again, you could play Elden Ring on a Steam Deck. That's where I first played it.
You can also
Humble
play it on
brag a
PS4.
week early. I just want to say, when you go, oh, Joe, you haven't gamed on PC lately.
Oh, here we go.
I played Elden Ring at a beautiful 60 frames per second on my PC 2 years
720p.
ago. It ran, I can't tell you what it really looked like, but like I ran it at not at 4K, but like I ran it at 60. It was nice. But I'm like, how do you play this game with a mouse and keyboard? It made me sick.
Who plays with a
And then
mouse
I
and
played it on, I don't know, sick PC players that are sick in the head. And then I played it on the Steam Deck. And I was like, yeah, this is what Daddy wants. This is what Daddy likes.
Daddy.
This is what the future looks like. You know? That's why like real talk, like in a few years from now, Nintendo is gonna like with this Switch 2, a lot of people are like, bona fide success. Probably is. But in the near future, when we see more companies like PlayStation, Xbox, I don't know, Nvidia again, you get the Steam Deck 2, and you're getting, Elden Ring that looks pretty darn good at 60 on your hand. Like, that's going to be huge for folks. and for us dumb adults that will buy those things. So again, I played Elden Ring on PC 2 years ago. It was fine, guys. It was fine. All right, you want to know my Steam library? Is that what's going to make you people sick?
Quick question. Which was more difficult for you, Ishin or this guy?
I
I
mean,
thought Sekiro was way more difficult, to be honest.
Sekiro was more
had to cheese
difficult, but it
into
was fairer.
Really?
Yeah, I beat Ishin.
What about remember the giant, that beast? Screw that guy. The giant in the flames, and you're in. All of a sudden, the giant.
I don't know my password, but my username's Wilfred Brimley on Steam. The L's are
Sekiro's
ones.
harder, you guys. I still think.
Yeah,
Sekiro's
but
way
it's a lot more fair.
Joe, are you gonna hang around or you gotta go, brother?
No, I want to go play Outlaws. I just heard some outlandish shit. I needed to
Go
come
have fun with Outlaws. I've heard good things about
see you,
that
Joe.
game too. Jose,
Again.
we
You play to win the game.
play to have fun in games.
You don't play to just play it.
This weekend, I will put the LEDs on the back of my TV. My PlayStation 5 will be a pro at that point.
Yeah, pretty
Because
much.
it's technically... Dude, I really can't wait.
Lowercase
These
p, though. Lowercase.
Tell me how it is. I want a nice video and a clip on Twitter, X platform, and of
course.
thank you for coming on, Joe. We
I have
appreciate it.
and real talk, because I'm really busy this weekend too, so I'm going to try to find...
I thought
I
you
pretty
said
much...
put
I have a
something else.
concept of a plan to put these lights in by this weekend.
Yeah, all right. Anything else? Any other famous quotes from the debate you got? Okay, Harris Waltz coffee cup. All right, there
eating
you
the
have it, you
dogs.
guys. Joe, the
They're eating the
Nerd
cats.
Chat Lives from the Trophy Room of PlayStation Podcast. Joe, thank
go.
you for coming by. Have a good
Bye,
night,
Joe.
brother.
I love you guys.
See you, Joe. Shout out to Todd Oxtra in the chat. He was like, Todd, you're permaban. Just kidding. Just kidding. Bacon, this nerf, are we going to go back and try to beat him solo, you guys?
No.
On our own
No,
without
absolutely
the
not.
shield.
I've got almost 200 hours in that game. I'm not going back.
I don't know if did you guys get to see any of the final boss? I immediately noticed. I'm like, why does it seem so sharp and clear? A lot less of those visual effects, which were out of control, and that I think we all know Jay Biz has probably already done this. I think I could beat him legitimately with rolls and timing and not do that.
Well, you have fun. I will be over here playing something else. Yes.
Bacon and Jose are not having it. Shout out to Elden Ring. Guys, we've gone too long. We're going to have to save news for next week, and I want to get some more chat interaction here. So let's jump into what have we been playing and or watching. Jose, have you even been gaming, brother? I don't even know.
I actually have not a whole lot, to be fair. I was telling you earlier at the show, like I just been super tired this weekend. Like, as much as like I want to be youthful and just be like, just push through, man. I also know that when I do that, I get sick and things go poorly. And like
Sleep is important. As
it
I
is,
said,
it
it's incredibly important. 8 hours, guys. That's the goal.
But still been doing some fun stuff. So I did go last Friday. Took my wife even to go see Beetlejuice 2. Beetlejuice. Had a great time.
Okay.
Is it a weird movie?
Yeah, you even said
Absolutely.
that. I
It
think I
is
saw your tweet. You were like,
Freaking bizarre. Like, I mean, just banana
Is it
sandwich.
scarier than the first one when I was a small child?
I mean, to
You
a
were
small
scared of
child,
Beetlejuice?
maybe. I don't know. It's very Tim Burton.
Did you take your kids?
No, we did not take.
Okay, I was gonna say.
To be fair, a quick story about that. When we last Halloween, we were trying to get into Halloween spirit. And I was like, let's watch Beetlejuice. I haven't watched it in a long time. Like, I hadn't watched it in like 20 years, and I was like, I can't believe that our families let us watch this as
Dude.
kids. It's about like they die in a car
Traumatizing.
crash, and like the 80s, man, and the 90s. What a time to be alive.
No rules.
No rules. Real sugar in cereals. What a time to be alive. So anyway, saw the movie. It was really great. Had a great time. Definitely recommended. I don't feel like I need to see it again, but if it's your jam, go check it out. I did big news for me. I got back into Black Ops 6. Apparently my ban was clearly not my fault. To all my haters out there, you know what to go do.
Did you tweet that out on Threads?
I should have done that on Threads. But no, it was fixed. I got to jump in the beta last week and had
Yeah,
a great
because
time.
you didn't go the full. That's right. You didn't go the full amount of the ban time. Because
I had like 290 hours. Like, that's a couple weeks. I should have been out till like October. But that was fun. It was good to play the Black Ops. I think I like Omni Movement. I'm still going to get destroyed.
you.
I'm still going to be at the bottom of the
I
list.
think
but I'm
we
going to
need
have a
more
great time.
practice with it, Jose.
But you know what I'll tell you that really just it just grinds my gears.
What?
This season coming up of The Haunting on Modern Warfare 3 has some of the coolest skins.
Yeah,
Right
right
Michael
before
Myers, Derek Terrifier.
They got you.
Oh my God. I'm not going to buy it. I'm not because
They
I
got
can't
him,
do that.
boys. Jose.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
But here's the I can't because I can't with Black Ops around the corner. I'm not going to justify that money. But man, why can't? Can you please release that in Black Ops? Please. I
Maybe
will
they
happily
will.
pay the money. Jeez. The other things, I actually played a lot of Stardew Valley. That's what I have been playing.
Dude, he's so good, you guys.
Because my wife she's still playing it. She's still playing it like now months later. And she was like, babe, there's like a whole nother world that I just got you that you've never ever seen. My non-gamer wife like challenged me in gaming basically. And so I was like, all right, I'm back in. A little bit of a want for me here. My ROG Ally totally crashed this week. I don't know what happened. Like I was on it one night and I played Stardew Valley the whole night and I went to
You
bed.
hear that, Bacon?
The next time I
PC
got up,
gaming.
I was on the BIOS screen and I was like, that's weird. And I was like, but it does update sometimes. So I was like, oh, no big deal, whatever. It couldn't read my SSD drive. Like it couldn't find it. That's why I kept going to the BIOS screen. And I was kinda
Jose.
like, well, here's the thing. It is
Ladies and
it is
gentlemen.
a third-party BIOS thing because I put it in. Like I can't blame anybody. Can't blame Best Buy Geek Squad. Like I was the one who installed it. And I was like, oh my God, maybe it died or whatever. And all my stuff is cloud backed up. That's not the issue. I was just more annoyed. But you'd be so proud of me, Bacon. I did work and I went into BIOS and I made some adjustments and I downloaded clouds and it's back up running like a gem. It works great. And here's the thing: people I
Did
know
you
are
tear
gonna.
apart your hardware? And go
I
in there?
almost did. I didn't get there. But here's the thing, and Joe's already got me in the chat. Funny, I didn't have that problem on PlayStation. I know that people are like, "See, this is what I'm talking about." You have
Yeah,
to deal with
too
it.
bad you don't have a handheld. You can only
I'm
stream
thrilled.
stuff.
I'm thrilled because again, it's a hobby. It's a hobby.
Yes.
I learned it. I like
Tinker.
learning things. I
Yes.
felt very like. I'm glad that I did it.
Rewarding.
And it works great now, man. And honestly, it kind of cleaned up my Ally a little bit because I've been putting so much crap on there to kind of force me to clean it up a little bit. I even had to reinstall like Armory Crate. Didn't know you could do that. I learned how to do that. So very cool stuff. Last thing, and I'll stop talking. I think I've kind of been in a lull of what to do because there's so much stuff coming.
Starfield's coming. I know.
That's where I'm going to go, Dan. I don't have a Starfield save on my PC because I played it on my console. So I'm going to jump into
should
Starfield
just-
as my next thing. But we
should
also
just
got to finish
transfer over.
Destiny. So like I got to wait till when I got to be on Dan's.
Oh yeah, no. Yeah, Jose, you will have a save.
Yeah.
As soon as you open
Your
up
Xbox save will
Starfield
transport over.
We'll see. I feel like I
It-
tried and it didn't work. So
You'll
I'll
sign. You
report
should,
back.
Did you sign in with your? I mean, all your achievements should unlock. I don't know actually. I don't know if it's cross-platform, but he should get all the achievements because it's tied to your Microsoft
Yes.
account, Jose.
If it's separate achievement.
Speaking of Starfield, you guys, that is exactly what I went back to. I had a little stream. Spoiler warning for the ending. You have to make a decision. I don't want to talk about it because it's literally one of the best parts of the game is the main campaign and the ending specifically. Bacon, I don't know if you caught it on my stream or had a chance to watch any of it. I rejected the Unity.
Oh,
I saw it.
And
I watched
was-
that part where you.
It was very cool because I got all kinds of new dialogue and I was not anticipating. I thought it was just gonna be like, oh, you go back and it's like it never happened. No, they talk to you like, oh, I can't believe you did this. You also have the option to go back to it again if you change your mind. And I was telling the chat, shout out to Matt Valdez, I believe he was there, De Niro. This is my canon character, and I have a lot of logic behind why I chose to reject the Unity and not become a Starborn. And I'm very happy with my decision. Please go watch that. I'm actually going to clip. I need to clip it and put it out on the internet because I think it was a cool clip. But I have been playing Starfield. I tried to do a little bit of mouse and keyboard for you, Bacon. I was doing okay. I mean, it's definitely a good beginner's game because you can just focus on the basics, the movement, and stuff like that. And I gotta say, this game, when I play it, this game is more beautiful than I think people give it credit.
I'm
Like,
excited.
It is a
I'm excited
good.
to go back.
It isn't a breathtaking game at times. But I was doing just stupid side missions. They weren't the best. But basically, I'm just trying to clear my quest log to be ready for Shattered Space, and I'm pretty close. And then the only other thing, like I'm similar to you, Jose. I'm just kind of in this hold pattern. Actually I haven't been gaming that much because last night you wanted to play Destiny, but I had basketball, and by the way, we won by like 50 points. Shout out to Deja Vu. He actually had a pretty good game, Bacon.
He hit his free throws.
No, but
I love that Dan always qualifies
he
with
pla-
he
he pla-
actually
played
had
well.
a good game.
I was just getting layups. It was easy. But anyway, Deja I think either Deja had a great give and go to me, and I had one to him too. We had a little 2-man game going, so that was
A
fun.
little shake and bake.
Little razzle dazzle up in here.
And, but the only other thing I've been playing, guys, is Link's Awakening. Shout out to Todd Oxford. Todd said that game is fun. It is a lot of fun, but Todd, it's a lot more, a little confusing and abstract than I remember. Like I'm at the part where you have to collect the feather parts, and I'm like, I have to collect 5 of these things, and I'm like, I do not remember what I'm supposed to do or where I'm supposed to go. So I'm having a little bit of difficulty finding things. But man, going back to a traditional 2D Zelda game that plays like Link to the Past, takes me back to my childhood, and Link to the Past, my favorite Zelda games ever, and it really makes me. I don't know if this was on. I think it was on Punching Up from Last Stand Media. They were talking about. I think it was Gene and Brad were talking about how cool would it be, Bacon and Jose, if they did a remake of A Link to the Past, or maybe this was Todd. I can't remember. Like, man, I could only imagine what a remake of that game, or maybe they were talking about Ocarina of Time. Either way, both of those games, I would be there day one, loving playing the Switch. And I've actually, Bacon, been playing completely handheld. Like, it really is. There's something to playing the Switch in handheld mode. The OLED screen makes it very easy on the eyes, except for the frame rate that drops down to 12 FPS whenever I leave a building or swing my sword, or performance is god awful on Link's Awakening. And I remember Todd saying that it's shocking, Bacon. Like, I don't understand why that performance is so bad. But yeah, that's basically all I've been gaming. Would love to play Destiny 2 with you guys, but we haven't been able to sync up. So
This weekend, I'm feeling it.
I also might jump into Dead by Daylight with Luke. I've always
Yeah,
wanted to
he
play
was
that
raving
game.
about
I kind of
that.
I might jump into him a little
yeah,
bit.
well, just save me a spot for some Friday the 13th. Okay, once we get into October, I'm gonna.
It's
save me a
not
spot
running.
for
The
games.
servers are gone, bud.
I thought they were still around.
No, that's what happened. I'll let you know how Dead by Daylight. That might be a good October game for our friends. Is jump into Dead by Daylight. It's an asymmetrical.
Oh my god! Oh god! China's been popping off. Bacon, what have you been playing or watching?
So it's the time of the year where I watch a lot of football and some televised events.
Oh, no, he got mad at
last couple nights, a real butt kicking I witnessed on TV. I'm not going to go into that. So this is the time when I use my ROG Ally a lot.
Nice.
Sitting on the couch, football going, wife's reading, whatever. And I told you guys last year my Dead Cells save got corrupted and I just couldn't load it. So actually, I went onto cloud on my phone just to mess around with no controller hooked to it. It populated my save, and I was like, uh-oh. I canceled out, came upstairs, downloaded it on my PC. My save is there. I immediately made a second save, and I'm back in Dead Cells.
He's back, baby. He's
Oh,
back
I
in
am
a Dead
going-
Cells. 700 hours.
I love
in.
those roguelikes.
I just looked because I've been playing Brotato on the couch, and I have 5 days in Brotato.
Yeah, I
And
saw you
I gotta-
back on Brotato. I did see
And
you
I
on
got to
that.
give Joe respect. If he platinumed Vampire Survivor,
Dude,
which I got
crazy,
like
right?
7 days in that game,
Wild.
and I haven't even come close to that 1,000.
that was
mad
impressive.
respect.
That's
So
impressive, dude.
Shout out to
Yeah,
Joe
I'm-
for sure.
I'm just like you guys.
Psychopath.
I'm in that holding pattern for Starfield. I still got Horizon Zero something going on in the background that
Zero.
if I'm upstairs playing. But for the most part, and I bought Curse of the Dead Gods on sale on Xbox for like $4 on the PC.
What is that?
It's another one of those roguelites that
okay.
it's made by the same guys that did Dead Cells, I believe. So it's
Yeah.
those are some of my all-time favorite games. That's why I love Returnal. I just love seeing how far I can get. So, just nothing major for me. Finished the COD beta, got all I needed. I maxed it level 30, and so it's been a pretty light week for me, but
Yeah.
super good.
I feel like we're all there. Actually, shout out to Todd and you when you were on the show, you idiots, thinking that for some reason Space Marine 2 was coming to Game Pass. I was like yelling in the car, being like, "What are these?"
We are
guys
not the only ones that
talking
thought
about?
Space Marine was coming.
Yeah.
No.
to the Game
That's
Pass,
right.
bro.
I wanted to ask. We're going to jump on that eventually when it's on sale, right? Like I feel
Right.
like that would be a great. Okay, wait for a sale
three-
kind of
three
game.
co-op.
I'm surprised Bacon that wasn't one you wanted to buy, but even
I'm
Bacon
close.
has a limit.
I'm right there, but if it's not something I absolutely need to pay full price for, I don't. I honestly don't. That's why I love PC gaming.
Yeah. Shout out to the chat. Speaking of, Todd Oxford said Ocarina of Time needs a remake, and Dinero Primero. I forgot. Yeah, guys, I don't know if you saw this too, Jose. My planets were all messed up in Starfield, it basically was this font saying you shouldn't be seeing this. The planets didn't load, and it was in this like wacky font, and it was. I'm gonna have to clip it. It was hilarious because
Was
it's in,
that
like,
because was that an error or was that because
yeah, it
you're
was
on
like
your,
a glitch in the game, and
fourth playthrough?
even like the game being like, "Hey, you shouldn't be seeing it." Like this is what they wrote. Like it was very bizarre. I'll clip it for sure. And Ocarina of Time, yes, I agree. Todd absolutely needs a remake. And Nissa, this is so positive. I like my Switch. I do too, Nissa. I enjoy it for what it
very
is.
positive.
I always
love
tell
it.
Bacon, it's got that Nintendo magic. They just let you play games. They
I'll buy a
really
Switch too.
do. I'm going to day one, hands down. No cap.
I'm going to keep this one.
I still have Super Mario Wonder that I like to stream and Donkey Kong that I have to get to. And maybe, even though I thought Breath of the Wild is one of the most overrated games ever, I have Tears of the Kingdom, but I'm not too excited to jump into that.
Yeah, shout out to Nissa for getting her certificate, and for Joe, he got a promotion to work. We should have told him.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to Joe. I forgot about
And shout
that.
out to B. He actually went to a call and was streaming our show and got us a new subscriber.
Shout out to B for getting us those
Thanks,
new
B.
subs.
His member. We call him members at AAA. His member.
Yeah, let's get it. Todd said, I want it. Let's try Dead by Daylight. Let's get Jose. We should just get everyone.
Look, there's some people want to ride too. Pick them up.
There we go. Let's get a Dead by Daylight game crew going in here. I think. Oh, shout out to Nissa. Nissa Hauer, a licensed therapist.
Nice, bravo. Bravo.
Jose.
Oh, thumbs up. I like that. Look at that. He's got a thumbs up.
Yeah,
Bubble.
so I learned what this was, by the way. Like I got that
Jose,
one.
where's
Where are you getting these?
Jose? Where's
Why does it not work?
where? What the? What the?
How is he doing? Is it
Guys,
a Mac thing?
audio listeners, Jose is getting these crazy special effects in the background whenever he makes these hand gestures, and I'm doing the same thing, and I look like an idiot over here. What the
I
hell?
legitimately spent like half an hour this week being like, what is this? Because it happened by accident the first time. It turns out it's 100% a Mac thing. That's exactly what it is.
Oh.
It's part of that's why I kept doing it. And you guys, I was like, what? Is it an Elgato thing? And I was like looking into their weird filters and stuff.
Of course
Nope,
it
it's
is.
entirely a Mac thing. So that's why.
Of course.
Anyway.
Shout out to Joe. Joe's getting a PS5 Pro day one. With this, like he said, he's got money
He
burning
hopefully
his
gets
pockets
him one
after
sent
this
to him
promotion.
by Mr.
I-
Herman.
Sony
I- if
doesn't
I
only
remember
send
correctly-
stuff to Keeley and
Oh,
that's it.
dude, I can't stand him, dude. Anyway, I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut. Joe, I think he did mention he's not too excited about the new hours though with this promotion.
Yeah,
if I
this
remember.
is work.
If I
That's how it
remember
works.
correctly.
Joe, that's how we have money to do stuff is we do things we don't want to at work.
Guys, let's close the show like we always do with the best food we had this week. Chipotle Bear, I'm gonna throw it over to you first.
I got a couple of small things. Chat also let us know. I always love seeing what the chat has.
Yeah, I
to
love
say.
the
But
chat.
You guys make us happy.
Best food.
Best things. So tonight, it's my cooking night. You guys know it's Thursday night. We made homemade pizzas, which were it's just a fun thing for the kids to do. Penelope was helping me do it really good. It was a lot of fun. I also did go to Chipotle this week with the fam. Hadn't been there in a couple of weeks. It was
Did you
it was
add it to
delicious.
the list?
I did add it to the list for. I had a barbacoa burrito. Fantastic. I hadn't had that in a while. Yeah, rompe. There you go. But the number one thing that I had this week that was new that I was very I was unsure, but I really enjoyed it was a place called Motomaki. Have either of you been to them?
Moto surf.
It does actually sound like
How's
that.
Moto surf.
It's over
Wait,
by
Jose. It's been way too long since we used that. We got to get that in a normal rotation.
I know, it
Okay,
is
remind
good.
me.
It's good. It's over by Colorado Mills. If you're in our area, you know where that is. It's basically like a Chipotle, but for sushi. And what I mean by that is you walk in and there's a menu and it's very daunting because there's a lot on it. But you basically pick a protein and a rice, white or brown rice, and then they make you a burrito that is sushi that you can do like veggies and like seaweed and stuff like that. And it's
I don't
very,
believe you.
it's very jarring. Like I felt like I was like Ricky Bobby, and I was like, I don't know what to do with my hands. But luckily they had a brand new dish. It was for karage chicken, which is
chicken.
nope, it's Japanese, not Spanish. Karage chicken. It was so good, and so I got that in a bowl, and it came with like asparagus, it came with like slaw, it came with like the rice and the chicken, and then there was something else in there too. It was fantastic. I was very. It was not the typical place I would go. I was at a training at work, and there was like what was nearby. But if you ever see one around you, it was worth checking out. Again, I don't know if I would eat there regularly, but my coworkers, one of them got like a tempura shrimp bowl, so it was like tempura shrimp and vegetables and rice and all kinds of stuff.
Is it right over there, like by the Chipotle, or like the other by the Chick-fil-A?
No, it's over by the Chick-fil-A and like the Five Guys. It's over there. The Motomaki.
Moto surf,
Yeah.
moto surf.
Everybody get that reference?
Moto surf!
That's the best way.
Yeah, very nice. Jose, I'm gonna need you to add one QPC, one Big Mac. I tweeted this. Actually, I didn't tweet this out. I just messaged you guys. I don't know if I did. I sent this to Severson. Guys, I purposely elect myself to take the kids to swimming just so I can take 20 minutes to walk over to McDonald's and have a Big Mac and quarter pounder with cheese in peace by myself. Okay, so if you're thinking about having kids, just remember that. That's the highlight of my week is going alone to the McDonald's by myself while the kids are at swimming lessons so I can just have a quarter pounder with cheese and a Big Mac. Jose, I'm also going to need you to add 2 pizzas.
I already did it.
Did you just know? You just know my schedule?
It's in the notes, but I can
that might have been old. But anyway, thank you. So,
it's just
I
2
mean,
pizzas
basically,
a
just plan on it, you guys. We got soccer now 2 nights a week. We got swimming. We're getting pizza. Okay, it's just quick and easy. But I got to agree with Luke on this one, guys. I tried Domino's New York style crust pizza.
Why?
It's Domino's is saying it, and I even filled out for feedback. They sent me something saying we noticed you ordered our new crust. Maybe it was because I got a barbecue chicken pizza on this New York style crust. Not a good idea. But then I immediately had their pan pizza, and I'm like, dude, this is Jose. Domino's pan pizza is the best. Don't get any other crust. Just stick with the pan.
I think we get hand tossed. I'll have to get the pan. I'll have to check it out.
Jose, it's freaking life changing.
Okay.
But the best food I had this week was not at the Quality Italian. I had 4 junior bacon cheeseburgers fresh off the grill tonight, you guys. Literally right before the show started. 4. And I told these guys I can eat
a lot of bun, bro.
I can eat 8 guaranteed in one sitting if I fast. I just saved it all for one meal. And guys, ProStrat, toss that tomato out of there. I said no tomatoes. They still gave me one.
Oh, I always have thrown tomatoes since high school, but
that's always the pro strap.
tomatoes are for rich people.
Pour a little ketchup into your mayonnaise. Put that back on the JBC. Just incredible. So
I
yeah,
want to go to Wendy's.
I've always wanted to stream this, by the way. Keep an eye out. One of these days I am going to eat 8 JBCs live on stream because Jose and the nerd chat that we have doesn't believe that I can do it. So I'm just going to put that out there.
Can do
Yeah,
it.
Chet. You think 8? No way. There's not a chance.
Bacon, what was the best food you had this week?
Well, unlike you two, who have completely forgot, the best food I had this week was with Ainsley Bowden in Colorado when I had some lackluster fish and chips. He is going to be really mad at you.
To be fair, was it the best food I had this week? No, it was good.
No.
I liked my sandwich.
Best company.
We shouted him out. Jose, bring up the picture.
So-
bring up the picture again.
picture here,
Put
don't
it up
worry.
there the rest of the show. That was the best event of
Okay.
the week, Bacon. I agree.
So, yesterday at my marathon work event, I have not
14 hours, you guys.
I have not ordered food. I just take my own lunch. It's like snacks and stuff, like low carb crap. But we went out and got cheesesteaks. And I tried a
Don't tell me.
cheesesteak with cheese whiz.
I hear it's delicious. I hear that's a
You know,
game
there's
changer.
something to it.
Yeah, I've heard good things.
Like, I'm a
about
big
this.
fan. It's just provolone, right? That's what normally goes on a cheesesteak is
Yeah,
provolone.
absolutely. Yep.
And I love a cheesesteak with provolone. And they all baited me in. Everyone else got theirs with cheese whiz, so I gave it a
This
ride.
wasn't at Taste of Philly, was it?
No, it was
God.
another place over by work. I can't remember the name, Sal's or something like that. Sounded really authentic. You know, I'm going to try it again. And I need to make sure I like
I'm
it.
excited.
Yeah, I mean, if you haven't tried one, give it a shot.
I need more research.
It's different. texture-wise, it's different because it's like Cheese Whiz. But it was pretty solid. So other than that, other than having lunch with a good pal of mine, Ainsley Bowden over there, that we all drove
Ainsley
hours to get to,
Bobby
because that's how
Bowden.
much we love each other.
Absolutely.
He drove an hour and a half. We all drove an hour, and we met in the middle.
Well,
It was an hour for me, I'll tell you that
Yeah,
much.
you guys were way further.
Also, shout out to Nissa. It's her birthday today.
Oh, shout
Happy
out,
birthday, Nissa.
Jose! Happy birthday,
Oh, hearts.
Nissa!
And, ooh, it's the small screen. Ah, the hearts came through. That's
Happy
nice.
birthday! Shout out, 43 years old. Shout out.
Never
Nissa.
ask a lady her age. 21?
She put it out there. She put it out there. She's proud of her age. Let's get the best food in the chat over
We
here.
got
I
lots
think
of them.
Todd said, where is it? Oh, Todd Oxford, I made a homemade gluten-free crab cakes. Todd, I love crab cakes.
Crabs have.
I
You
don't
also
know about
said
that
Arby's
gluten-free.
beef and cheddar.
Oh my dude, Todd is living over there,
can't go wrong
Minnesota,
with
dude.
beef
I
and cheddar.
love beef and cheddars, dude.
and
Whoo,
cheddar is
man,
lit.
guys, I always forget about Arby's. I'm not gonna. I forget.
We
The
should all
curly
forget
fries,
about it.
hands down, best
We got
fries
the
in the
meat.
game, right? We have the meats. Nissa went to Not Your Average Joe's for my birthday. Steak tips and peanut butter thing. Yum. Also got brisket from a barbecue place in Worcester. Wow, that's awesome. Shout out to Pomps.
Rochester.
Pomps, of course, Pomps, we do the Surf Ninjas reference for you, obviously. And, I'm not even going to address the tennis coach. Nice try, Joe. Dinero Primero. I had a quarter pounder and he was asking me. No,
He's
I don't
asking
combine them.
you if you have them together.
Separate. I enjoy them separate.
He also spelled it quarter ponder.
De Niro. Oh, here we go. B had a chicken bacon ranch burrito and also made a tequila lime chicken. Gosh, B, are you ever going to come cook for us?
B's like the
What's going on?
Bobby Flay of Fort Collins.
De Niro Primero. Well, the junior bacon is kind of swell. This is true. JBCs are not
It's still a lot of bread though.
too
It's
much
a lot
bread.
of bun, bro.
Too much bread. I agree. I'm with you.
But you got a
little
6-pack, so
overpriced.
it's hard for me to argue.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Show the fans your 6-pack. Boom. Right now. Come on, fans.
I'm not joking. Like, it's 1000% there.
Anybody else? Dan is tall. Damn, Todd. Thank you, Todd. I think that's all
that's
of the
good,
best
yeah.
food. Yes. So in case you wondered, Todd, I'm 6'3". Jose is 6. I think Jose is 6'4". I don't know. Somehow
I'm
he's gotten
6'2".
taller than me.
I'm 6'2".
I'm 6'2", so
Gentlemen, this has been the Nerd Chat episode 176. 700 reasons to build a PC? Ooh, I didn't shout this out, and I should have. Everybody, go look at Jose's thumbnail. It is incredible.
Oh, yeah.
Dude.
That's a real picture of Dan's wife, by the way.
That is a real picture. Allie
What did she
Wolenzik,
think of it?
she loved it. She immediately wanted
was
to pose. She was right there. So incredible thumbnail.
shucks, don't put me on a thumbnail.
I was shocked. She was all about it. So
Okay.
everybody, share that thumbnail. It's incredible. My name is Daddy Diwali. You can follow me at Daddy Diwali. I love my PC. I got bacon.
I'm making out of the PC again, third time tonight, folks.
Dang, this is 5'10". That's how tall Allie is. Shout out to Nis. This is
Todd's
nice and
only
tall.
5'4". That's concerning.
Yeah, Todd, I knew you were
A strong
you were
5'4".
Yeah,
It's-
exactly.
okay.
It's all
If he
good.
wears lifts, he's at 5'6".
Todd, I'll say this: whenever I see pictures of you, you look taller than I thought you were, and more badass.
Okay.
Okay,
He's a
Todd.
badass man.
You can follow me. Jose, where can people find you? I'm losing my voice.
You can find me Chipotle Bear, Chipotle _ lots of places, man. Always feel free to reach out. Shout out to everybody in the chat today. You guys have always been wonderful. Thank you for everybody that came through early and later and through, of course, the whole show. If you want to help us out, man, we do really appreciate it. Like and subscribe if you've already done that. Spread the word, man. Shout out to B for whoever was on his call tonight, for the additional follower. And if you feel inclined, I'm not gonna say a review wouldn't be bad. I really do mean what I say that we're gonna try.
We're gonna have a giveaway, Jose. Tell them about the giveaway we have coming up.
We're gonna have a
Something
giveaway coming up.
We're gonna take a page out of Trophy Room. We're gonna have a giveaway. Leave us a review. Show us. Jose will send you free swag, free merch.
I'm happy to do that for sure.
Shipping will be paid for by Jose, not me.
Yep, that's fair. But we appreciate you guys truly. Thank you guys for all you do. Thank you for being here. And like I said, always go play something, man. Have a great weekend.
Jose, why do we play games?
We play games to have fun.
To get Chivos.
Jose, why?
You play to win the game.
There you go.
Bacon, where can people find you?
You can find me at X, Twitter, thingy, at X Bacon Gaming, Steam, everywhere, X Bacon Gaming. I want to shout out my man Chipotle for picking up that check this weekend at lunch. He would not allow us to
shout
pay.
And to be fair, we offered our cards. I
did.
gave him
My card was in front of him.
He threw it in my face.
Yeah, he threw mine across the bar. Mine ended up in a tip jar somewhere.
I did want to say,
mine actually. Bacon, I threw his
Jose,
into the active mine.
Jose, I figured we would split Ains's bill for
I know.
coming down there. So you didn't have to do that. But shout out to Jose. Good
What a
point, Bacon.
jerk stealing the tab. Where was I at? Shout out to all the chat. You guys are absolutely crushing.
We do
rocking,
this for
killing
you.
it. Shout out to my man B for picking us up a new sub. You guys were awesome. Yeah, share us out. And I want to make it clear, I'm not telling everyone you need to move to PC. I'm just telling, just like Chapo said,
Consider
just
it.
think
Think
about the benefits of not paying for your online internet you already pay for.
And if you
Am
have
I
questions,
wrong?
you can always reach out to Bacon. He will help anybody.
I
Truly.
will help anyone build a PC.
Or me, I built mine all on my own. As always, 6 foot and above male podcast hosts. See
We
you
are a
online.
tall show.
See you online.
See you online.
See you online.
Once a year, Donna and I spend a day treating ourselves. What do we treat ourselves to?
Clothes,
Treat yourself.
fragrances,
Treat yourself.
massages,
Treat yourself.
mimosas,
Treat yourself.
fine leather goods.
Treat yourself.
It's the best day of the year.
The best day of the year!
The Nerd Chat is an Xbox podcast celebrating all things gaming, food, and the good old days. You can follow the show at The Nerd Chat across all social media. The show was created by Daniel Wolenzik, and you can follow him at Daddy D. Wally. The lead producer and co-host is Jose Martinez, and you can follow him at Chipotle_bear. And former intern, recently promoted co-host Jason Jarrett can be found at X Bacon Gaming. If you'd like to find out more about the show, please visit nerdchatmedia.com. And as always, see you online.